my fight fans? So, with all this MMA news dropping, with all these big things happening, we almost forgot that we actually have a somewhat fun boxing match taking place this Saturday. We got ourselves in, I want to say, what is it, London or Manchester? I'm not exactly sure where the city is, but I know it's over there in the UK. You got yourself Tommy Fury taking on KSI, and on the undercard, you got yourself Logan Paul versus Dillon Dannis. So let's talk about that, guys. Let's go with that main event first. Why not? You got the fight that's not necessarily being talked about too much because we already know that co-main event is just lit. That co-main event is getting all the shine, all the attention, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But KSI and Tommy Fury is somewhat of an interesting fight. You got KSI, who is a big social media star over there in the UK, and you got Tommy Fury, who is a reality TV star, but has become a boxer of his own right. He is Tommy Fury. He is a part of the Fury family, who just so happens to be the half brother of Tyson Fury, the world heavyweight champion of the world. You know, his whole family is a cast of characters. You cannot go on without talking about John Fury, who is just this character. His father, Tommy Fury's father, is just a character in himself. We all remember that press conference that took place, and he just completely unloaded on everybody and went crazy, destroying tables, destroying everything, and just he's ready to go. He is such a character. It is always a fun time seeing John Fury around. I am very excited to see him in the corner. I wish they would do another press conference just so we could see him more. But nonetheless, you got Tommy Fury taking on KSI. Tommy Fury, I mean, with the credentials of all the opponents, I feel like he has the best credentials because he is spent a little bit more time in the ring than Logan Paul, of course, then KSI, and of course Dillon Dannis. His recent victory was over Jake Paul, Logan's little brother, and it came off a split decision. It was a little bit of a back and forth contest, but Tommy Fury ended up getting that split decision, getting that victory, and now he's on KSI. KSI is coming off a few unknown victories over a few unknown opponents. He has not necessarily fought anybody well known within the entertainment world. There hasn't really been anything super big that popped out. His last real notable fight was against Logan Paul, and there he's where he got the victory. So I mean, you can't necessarily. It's a little bit difficult to break it down because at the end of the day, you got someone who is almost looks like they're doing it for fun, but they are making a name for themselves in KSI. And you look at someone who's trying to do this as a career, but at the same time doing it for fun as well in Tommy Fury. So I would definitely give the edge to Tommy Fury in this because he does have a little bit more of the background. He does have the cornerman like Tyson Fury and his father. He has been around boxing majority of his life, probably all his life. And so I feel like he has the more experience and more of the edge going into this fight. That's something I would definitely say. So with that being said, Tommy Fury definitely gets the victory in this fight. How? I would say by unanimous decision. I can't see Tommy Fury being much of a knockout artist. He does look like a big physical human being, but at the end of the day, it's not. He doesn't carry a lot of punching power. I've seen some of his fights, boring, a little bit slow and such, but at the end of the day, I do see like him getting the best of KSI and pretty much having the experience overwhelm KSI and getting the victory over KSI. So with that being said, let's get into the co-main event. Excuse me. So the most highly anticipated, the most talked about, with the most eyes on co-main event, Dillon Dannis versus Logan Paul. Dillon Dannis has pretty much been on this rampage talking about Logan Paul's fiance, talking about this and that, and saying everything underneath the sun to actually get him sued by Logan Paul's fiance. And that's really interesting and very unfortunate because you got, this is supposed to be a fighting promotion. This is supposed to be, you're supposed to promote the fight. So you have some people say some really cruel things and really mean things and really, whether they be true or not true things in fights when it comes to promoting the fight. And that's what Dillon Dannis did and has done and continues to do because he is continuing to talk a lot regarding about Logan Paul and his fiance. So, and he continues to make this fight bigger than what it originally is. Because a lot of people really didn't see too much interest. They saw like, hey, these YouTube guys, these social media stars, these trolls want to box each other, what big deal is that? But then when he decided to really take it up a notch, I'm talking about Dillon Dannis, and really sell the fight, it really made it much more interesting. It really brought a lot of eyes and a lot of attention. So the fact that he's being sued, it does bother a lot of people. It does bother me a little bit because you are getting the chance to fight each other. You're getting a chance to punch each other. So why are you suing him? Now, if he didn't get that chance, then I can understand why. Just like a lot of people actually agrees with that. A lot of people actually said that prior to me making this video, that you get to hit this guy. You get to beat this guy. You get to dominate this guy. So why would you even want to ruin some kind of promotion where you can no longer promote the fight by talking the trash that you normally talk? You know, you look at Conor McGregor, you look at Mike Tyson, you look at all these guys who trash talk and said some really, really deep, dark things to their opponents. Then yeah, it would be like, you could definitely sue these guys, but it's the fighting promotion. It's what builds it, and it's what makes it much more bigger and makes it much more entertaining. Yes, it's unfortunate that he's went to a level where it's bringing in other people that have nothing to do with the fight, but at the end of the day, when you're going against a troll, you're going against someone who loves to talk trash about other people, you're getting what you pay for, pretty much. So with that being said, who's going to win this fight? Well, you got Logan Paul, who has been out of the ring for quite some time. The last time he's actually boxed anybody was against one of the greatest fighters ever, Floyd Mayweather Jr. And of course, it wasn't an actual fight. It was exhibition, being to the size difference and such. But at the end of the day, that was his last fight. And it did keep him a little bit relevant in the boxing world. But since then, he's been in pretty much WWE and pretty much wrestling with over there and doing his thing over there. With Dillon Dannis, he has not had any kind of fight since 2019 with Bellator, and I believe he's only been in 2 fights, and both of those ending in submission. So pretty much, even though I'm sure Dillon Dannis has trained with his hands, Dillon Dannis has used some of his hands in boxing, you definitely want to give the edge more to Logan Paul, just due to the fact that Logan Paul has actually been in much more boxing contests over Dillon Dannis. Dillon Dannis has never fought in boxing. His background is pretty much jiu-jitsu, he is actually really a highly decorated jiu-jitsu artist. So you really give the stand-up to Logan Paul. You really give the edge to Logan Paul. You really give the size advantage to Logan Paul. There's pretty much a large portion of this is going towards Logan Paul, just due to the fact that Dillon Dannis has been inactive. Dillon Dannis has no history of stand-up, and Dillon Dannis is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's pretty much an expert at that. So you really see the edge going towards Logan Paul. So with that being said, I do see this fight going to a decision. I do not see any of these guys having too much power to stop each other, especially Dillon Dannis. Not saying he doesn't, because we've never seen it. We cannot say something that we have not seen. So by what we have not seen, we can actually say, you know what, I have not seen it, so why am I going to say he can do it? So no, I do not see Dillon Dannis having any kind of power to stop Logan Paul. Logan Paul, on the other hand, is it possible? Yes. Could he have the power? Sure. Have we seen him stop anybody really? Not necessarily. Because the only boxers really that he's actually been able to box, of course, are Floyd Mayweather and KSI, which he has lost all of them, and hasn't stopped nobody. So with that being said, I still give the advantage to Logan Paul. I still feel like Logan Paul is going to get the victory, and I still feel like this is going to be the most anticipated fight over the KSI Tommy Fury fight. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think the Tommy Fury fight KSI is going to be better than Logan Paul Dillon Dannis? Who is going to win between those 2 fights? And is this going to be an actual bigger pay-per-view by this year, more so than any other UFC boxing events this year? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.